This is going to be the second installment of my tournament preparation guide. Um, First thing in this video is I was going to say bring wet wipes, but someone commented on my other video about hand sanitizer, which works too. Basically, bring something to clean off your hands because touching other people's cards, some of them can be really nasty. Like they'll have grease on them or all kinds of dirt and stuff. Like you have no idea. Um, but especially after you eat lunch, I mean, almost everything you're gonna eat is greasy and messy and stuff. So I mean, hand sanitizer or wet wipes or something to that effect can hurt. And they're like 99 cents at a dollar store, so just go pick some up. They're that easy. Let's see. The next thing is okay. I'm not sure if this should. I think this will make sense to you guys. Play the deck you're familiar with. Like say you've been trying to build up a gadget deck. Okay. Say this is what you've been trying to get. You're trying to get a gadget deck. Okay. But say your main deck is burn. Okay. So your main deck's burn, but you've been trying to get a gadget deck. If you trade for all the stuff for the gadget deck there, don't play this. If you have practice with this and you don't have practice with this, play this. Play the deck you're most comfortable with. That's a really big thing in tournaments. I tell people all the time. I'm like, play the deck you know the best. Because my friend, when he went to a tournament a while back, he had plants. And while it wasn't a tier 1 deck, he said he asked if he could borrow my Blackwing deck. And I'm like, have you played Blackwing? He's like, well, not very much. I'm like, just stick with your plants. And I'm not even kidding. He played with plants, and my other friend borrowed my Blackwing. My friend with the Blackwing went 2-2, and my friend with the plants went 4-0. It's just like, that's the difference. If you know what deck you're playing with, because the other person didn't play Blackwings very much either. He's just like, oh, you have a Blackwing deck? I'm like, yeah. He's like, can I use it? I'm like, have you played with it? He's like, no. I'm like, well, then you shouldn't use it. But he didn't listen to me, and then he started making mistakes with the deck and stuff, so play with the deck you know. Another thing, I don't have any examples, so I'm just going to tell you this right now. It's a good idea to go online to the official Konami site and print off a deck list and a player sheet at home. This solves a bunch of issues. One, you don't have to wait in line to get them. Two, you can have them filled out when you get there. If you know your deck, automatically you're like, oh, this is my deck, there's no changing it. Then you can fill it out beforehand and then turn it in right when you get there. Instead of like having to sit down, try and jot down all your cards and stuff. I mean, or even if you want, you can just print it off your computer. I said they're available on the Konami website. If I get the chance, I'll go on there and I'll put a link in the sidebar over here. So, and then furthermore, it's a good idea to, when me and my teammates go down there for a tournament, for a regionals or whatever, we like to scout the competition. If you don't know what that means, it means we go around and basically cheat. We look at people's deck lists, we look at their decks and what they're playing. I mean, we really do. We do it all the time at regionals. We'll go around, if we see a shitload of Light Sworns, we'll be like, okay, dude, Soul Releases, DD Crows in the side deck now. And we've gotten top places at tournaments just because we actually scouted the competition and knew it was there. Like, I think the last box tournament we went to, me and my other teammate went around, we started scouting people, and we saw that it was all Lightsworn and Blackwing. So what we did is we went 3 Divine Wrath inside deck, 3 Black, 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, 3 Light Imprisoning Mirror, 3 Soul Release, 3 DD Crow. Just, that was the 15 cards. At every matchup, I think I versed 1 non-Blackwing or Lightsworn. He versed 1 or 2. But like every Lightsworn Blackwing matchup, we had a good side. Just side. And we just creamed everyone and just went through the rounds easy. So scouting the competition, very good idea. Um, if you feel it's cheating and you don't want to do it, you know what? Fine, you don't have to. I'm just saying it's a good idea. Um, getting advice. I mean, I think getting advice from people is not bad. I mean, if you're a starting out player and you know one of the people who go to your regional is a really good player, Dale Bolito, Chris Bowling, I don't know, a pro or anyone who's really good, just go up to them and ask them, hey, do you mind taking a look at my deck and give me some advice? Because they may think of a card you don't know. They're like, hey, dude, would this work good in here? And you'd be like, oh my god, that's amazing, you know? So let the more knowledgeable players help you out. I mean, it's not bad at all. I don't think it's bad. I'm not afraid to ask for help. Like, if someone looks through my deck and sees something I'm missing, and they're like, well, what about this? I explain why I have it or why I don't have it. And if I didn't even think of it, I'm like, oh, dude, that'd be good. Thank you for the suggestion, you know? But just something I want to touch on. The next thing would be... Let's see, what would the next important thing be? Okay, this is one big thing. The judges are your friends. They're not your enemies. Do not act like dickheads and assholes to the floor judges. Please. I'm one of those people. I swear. Regionals usually are understaffed. They usually have 5 floor judges for a room of 130 plus people. If it takes us 5 minutes to get to you because there's 50 hands up around the room, don't act like an asshole when we get there. I'm not even joking. I've had so many people do that. They'll put their hand up, I'll see them, but there's 3 people in line in front of them for me to get to them. So I get through all the other rulings, I get to them, and they're pissed. And it's just like, I'm sorry, we get through as fast as we can. Also, when a judge comes over and he gives you a ruling, if you think the ruling is suspicious or you don't believe it, appeal it. That's why the appeal exists. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to stall this game out by appealing. If you think that ruling is wrong, appeal the damn ruling. I've seen so many people lose because they didn't want to appeal the ruling, and I'm just like, dude, that ruling was not the best ruling. And I knew it wasn't right, but I can't step in and say that. So, I mean, sometimes I will, but you're not supposed to. I'm not supposed to interfere with another judge's ruling, so if you think the ruling is wrong, appeal it. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see. And this will probably... I'll probably be doing a third video, actually, because there's so much to touch on for tournaments. I mean, tournaments are a huge deal in knowing how to prepare. Another thing, get lots of rest. Like, I'm not even joking. Get at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep before the previous night. I know people who stay up all night and play test and, oh yeah, I'm good to go. My deck is so good. Okay, your deck's perfect, but what about you? You can't even keep your eyes open for 10 seconds. How are you going to play? I've seen someone lose because they fell asleep in the middle of a match. I'm not even joking. He fell asleep because he was so tired. Or I've seen someone go to lunch, they grabbed their lunch, they sat back, they fell asleep. They didn't wake up until like round 8 or something, like 3 rounds after lunch. So, get sleep. Let's see, what's another really big precursor? Something you may want to do on your way down. Normally people have to drive an hour plus to get to tournaments. An hour to 2 hours is the general time. I know it's going to take me 2 hours to drive to our regionals, which is just in the next city over, so it's crazy, but it's going to take me 2 hours to drive down there. One thing you want to do on the drive down there, go over your side deck. Talk to your friends. You're like, okay, this is my side deck. What do you think? And if they're like, well, what about this? I mean, this is a pretty good deck right now. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I could do that. I could do that, and it'd work against multiple decks, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, definitely discuss your deck, your options and stuff with your friends, so you guys can help each other to the maximum benefit. More brain power can't hurt. So, these have been some more tips that I just wanted to throw your way. I'll probably be making a third video. I honestly will. I'll probably make it tomorrow, or maybe after this. I'm not sure. So for right now, that's all I have to say. This has been the Gadget Guru. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.